Joe Scianna. No, thank you. Man, we like to make sure at least one person's watching before we start. So
That's okay. No one cares about me.
that's absolutely not true. There's the one. Okay, there we go. Welcome back, everybody, to Manchester, New Hampshire. We are here at Jeff Barden's Yankee Lanes with the champion of our women's event today, and it is none other than the gimpy Amanda Broege with the book injury on her toe. She broke her toe just before the Lucy. Just kind of stumbling your way through. Tell us about what's going on with that injury, and you're still throwing the ball great. I mean, I couldn't tell at all when you let the ball go you had any kind of injury, but then you turn around and you're wincing in pain. So what's going on? What's going on?
I mean, I could tell. I said to my husband when we started the first game, I was like, wow, I never realized how much I depended on my right foot to bowl, like especially that third step. But at work, I know a lot of people know that I do work in education.
Yeah, you're a teacher.
Yeah.
You do God's work. You're a teacher, and now you're injured no less doing that work, right?
I was trying to help the teachers set up a book room, and I was moving some books around, and 25 books fell right on my pinky toe.
25?
Yes. So I'm bowling
Every
with
single, and you have ice on it right now.
Yes,
actually. I don't know if we
do.
can see that. So here, actually, we'll move the camera down a little bit to
Yeah.
catch the ice back.
There's some
there
ice.
on your toe. So.
Yeah, no, it's wrapped up. I have a compression sock, and then I have a compression sock on.
I wouldn't know anything
with
about
some,
that.
Yeah, with some ice.
There we go.
But yeah, it was really painful bowling all day, and my husband wouldn't let me take more leave. He said no. So, I'm happy to be here. I didn't think I would get this far.
So how exactly what pain did you feel during your approach compared to walking back? Because walking back, you were hobbling and limping. But when you made your approach, you almost looked perfect.
Well,
so.
I think that those of us women who have given birth to children, right, we know that sometimes the pain, you just have to deal with it. So I think I said to myself kind of those first 5 steps, you're just going to deal with the pain, and then you can deal with the aftermath.
So you were feeling pain during your
Yes.
approach, like you
Yes.
had pain in your feet.
Yes. And I think
Good
too,
for you.
like
Wow.
the match before and this match, like the adrenaline sometimes when you're up there, can kind of lessen that pain a little bit. But yeah, it's not fun.
Wow. Well, let's talk a little bit about the shot. So it was 48 feet, 5-1. You were obviously right up the track. It looks like some decent friction there. And this Guardian mid lane seems to really hook a fair bit. So how did you play them? What did you use for equipment?
So I would say, in qualifying, 7 and 8 definitely hooked more than any other pair. I did start with my mindset. I never really kind of left the track. I think I moved, 2 boards left the whole day. But my ball roll really didn't pick up in the mid lane like I wanted it to until match play. So in match play, I did bowl on 7 and 8, which, like I said before, in qualifying was the pair that hooked the most. I did use a stealth on that pair.
Because you shot 240 your first match.
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't miss any spares in qualifying or in match play, but it was every time I got it, 1 left, it would just go through the face.
Yeah.
And so we kind of saw that consistently across my qualifying block.
Well, you got one, what looked like only 2 right here, and it went straight for a washout. So what did you feel about the swing area? You didn't have much to work with
Right.
there
So it
either,
wasn't
right?
really a lot to work with. Like your angles through the front had to be direct, but it couldn't be, too direct. So it was very finicky, the pattern. And I think the pattern length also affected that as well. I think 48 feet for whoever plans the patterns. It's too long for women. Maybe we could shorten it a little bit. I know that the surface here does, it's not the best surface in terms of it's a little bit older, and it does have some friction, but 48 feet is a little long for us.
Well, Nancy looks like she was getting through the ball beautifully, and she goes on the left lane, 10 pin, 10 pin, 10 pin, and she couldn't put a double. She didn't even strike at all in the match until the 9th and 10th frames. So she was having a heck of a time getting it to make the corner and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I think I saw that especially in qualifying. My games were like 208, 208, 215.
Yeah.
I never really missed the pocket except those few times that I got it, going a little left, but it was definitely hard to get the corner pins out, especially on a longer pattern like
Now let's
this.
compare that to the men, even though they're seniors, more hand, things like that. So actually we'll listen to the cut right now as we sit here. Hold on. 133, Chris Forey is the number. Well, there he goes. Chris was here sweating it out. on camera. So good for him. So he makes it. So there you go.
I know when we finished up, when I finished my first match, I went over to go watch Chris, and he was the number. I think game 4 he was the number, and then he bowled 226, and he was upset. He was like, "I'm out of it." I was like, "No, you're not. Like you got this."
He's in 133. Well, it was 108 with 1 to go, and it ended up being 133. So for 5, that's about what 228, something like that, whatever. So the men obviously with more hand get it out to that, the friction on that track, and it comes back, and they're scoring
right, and
pretty well on it. Yeah.
I think also something to consider, right, is the amount of women pair to pair. So how many did you guys have on a pair? 5?
5 or 4.
Right.
Either
so
4 or
we
5.
had
You had
3 and 2.
And 2, yeah. So you're not going to track it up as much.
Exactly. And
like
I think
you
that
said,
makes
as soon as the mid lane
difference.
started to carve, you had a little better
right.
look.
And then I went 240,
right.
220,
Right.
So
right.
I think it does make a difference in terms of, pair to pair, how many you have on the qualifying pair, things like that, where everyone is playing, how they're being broken down.
Yeah. And the other thing, only 26 mils for a 48-foot pattern. So the heads are going to go really fast, and you can't, if you don't have the revs, you can't exactly move in and swing around it. There he is, the man of the hour, doing the quick, getting the hug.
Oh,
and there he goes. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, geez. Okay, there you go. All right, there you go. Watch out, watch out. There he is, doing the acrobatics. Anyway, so Amanda, your 5th NEBA title. Congratulations.
I know. Joe asked me
That's
how many
awesome.
I had. I was like, I don't know.
That would be 5.
Yay,
so
5.
we'll tell you. So
Thank
good for
you.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
5.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. I'm just happy, we host these tournaments. I think it's important. I think Mallory and I were talking today about the low numbers. Like, we're sad that the women really aren't coming out for these tournaments.
Let's address that. I think we got a triple whammy. We got, Manchester's not the closest, but it's not bad. Hotel rooms are $250 a night. And we had a hurricane. So
that's right.
you tell me.
I live far away, so I don't know about these hurricanes.
Well, the hurricane was a huge deal.
Yes.
They were making a big thing of it, but then it turned to the east.
Mm-hmm.
It really hammered Nova Scotia and all
right.
that. And we got a little bit. It was raining on the way up, you noticed. Or maybe you didn't see, but that was the hurricane.
Shout out to my husband for driving up
RJ.
Here late last night. I was asleep.
Well, it wasn't even then. It was barely just catching the rain. So it was just a lot of factors and things like that. So unfortunately, it wasn't a great turnout, but we paid 5 out of the 8
Oh,
that
yes.
bowled.
I was surprised that we took so many. No, definitely.
Yeah.
I think, the sponsors
there's a
of
minimum
this tournament.
Of 4. Minimum 4.
I think the sponsors of
and
this tournament.
And $1,500 added money, hello,
exactly.
for the top 4.
So
that's pretty good money. So
I definitely think the sponsors made a deal. But, I just think whoever's watching, I think we'd really love to see more women come out and compete in these
Well, I
events.
think we'll see. Like I said, I think we got kind of hammered by a number of factors, that hurt the attendance. But we'll be back. Don't worry. We'll do it again. So the question I'll ask you, do you think we ought to go up to Bayside, try to do something up there?
That's really far. That's really far for me.
It's wicked
far.
But
you know
right.
what? I think whatever's in the best interest of the association is what we need to do, right?
Just a fun jaunt, because
I know Mallory would love it. She keeps trying to get me to go
Well, of course,
up there.
she's there. Yeah. Well, I would think her and Jimmy, right? They might like NEBA to come up there. So anyway, but she sees a lot of tournaments up there.
Yeah.
So
I'll vote yes, even though it's really far.
Okay, thanks. There you go. So you're staying over bowling tomorrow, obviously, because you're in the Paul 40.
We're gonna try. We're gonna attempt it. We're gonna see. I thought I might have to DNF today, so.
Oh no! Is it that bad? Your foot?
You don't want me to take my sock off. We're gonna leave it at that, Bruce.
Don't.
You don't want me
really.
to take. Chris
I don't think I'd want that anyway, but that's okay.
Chris has seen it, so you don't want me to.
Is it all puffed? Is it really black and blue?
It's really swollen. It's really purple. It's not even turned black. But
I'm so sorry.
My husband said I need to wear steel boots, so he's getting me steel boots, and that's what I'm going to wear from now on. That's really the problem. So
I wear them around my work set at home.
Nope.
So I have a pair you can borrow.
I'll borrow your pair. I'm just going to wear them all the time.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I'm looking forward to
Who
tomorrow.
thought you would need that teaching? But hey,
But it's like life. Like before we went to the Lucy, I broke my toe. I immediately texted Chris.
In a swimming pool, right?
In a pool with a filter.
Sheesh.
Like just
Ouch.
Nothing exciting. I wish I had an exciting story. I don't. And 2 months before that, I was in a boot. Like nothing exciting.
A lot of pain. What was the boot for?
I fell coming out of league into a pothole.
Sheesh. I'm not hanging out with you.
No,
it's too
I'm dangerous.
It's really dangerous.
I'm dangerous. I don't know how I do these things.
Well, RJ's taking good care of you, though. You still, in spite of all that, you win your 5th title.
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
Yes.
So who do you want to give a shout out to?
Well, I think most importantly, right, to NEBA and to all of our sponsors. I think, without them,
yeah,
right, we wouldn't be here.
This is Jeff Barden, and he upped his sponsorship from $1,000 to $1,500 as of the Keene event. So
right.
he's just a hero. He's a hero.
We love heroes.
Yeah.
I love everybody, right?
Yeah.
I think Fori and Janine, right? Of course, like without Fori, I wouldn't be here.
And don't forget, tomorrow's the Paul Fori, the first qualifying round. So it's the 64 cut down to 32, right? And no, is it 40? I forgot. But you have to be here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So anybody watching who's in the Paul Fori in that 64, you have to bowl tomorrow at 9 a.m. And there's a spot reserved for you. You can't be shut out of that spot. So if you have a chance, come on and make sure you bowl that.
Yes, and I have to shout out my son because my son gets upset that Daddy and Mommy never say shout out to Ryan when we're on these things. So shout out to Ryan.
All right.
And I think like always my friends Nicole Trudell and Shannon Sellens, like they've been texting me. Peppy, he's been texting me, and last but not least, of course, my husband.
RJ is the best. He was here watching you today.
Yeah, he was
and
here.
He drove up.
And he drove up so I could
biggest
sleep.
Fan,
yeah. So we love him.
That's great.
And thank you to you guys for everything that you do, and Dan and Justin and Debbie.
Debbie's here today too.
We saw Debbie.
Everybody's here.
And anybody that I missed, I love you. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, congratulations, Amanda Broege, toughing it out with the sore foot, sore toes, bad big toe, bad pinky toe. Going for it all the way, and you will be here tomorrow. There's no way you're DNFing.
I will be
I'll tell you right
tomorrow.
now. I don't even have to hear it. There's no possible way you're DNFing.
I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try
anyway,
my best.
Congratulations,
Thank you so much,
fifth title.
Bruce. Thank
Good for
you.
you. Good going.
Thank
Way to
you.
go. Way to go. All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Gaskill is going to take you through the senior live stream today. I'm going to head home. My wife, by the way, just had complete knee replacement surgery, and I'm her caregiver. So I got to go home and fulfill that role. So anyway, all right, guys. We will see you later, and look for Gas later this afternoon covering the finals of the senior men's. See you later, guys.